Hello, everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Off the Track with Femke Bol. Love, pressure, and life beyond the finish line. The Olympic champion opens up about dealing with the media, perfectionism, and the quiet strength it takes to be herself. On and off the track, in the space of just 5 days, Dutch athletics star Femke Bol ticked off not one, but 2 dream milestones, smashing a meet record at the 2025 European Team Championships and saying yes to forever with her fellow Olympian and sweetheart, Ben Broders. The hurdler and the pole vaulter have spent years navigating life at full speed, training camps, championships, the global spotlight, and now they're stepping into a new chapter together. Earlier this year, Bol revealed on the Open Cart podcast, "I really hope to get married someday. That's honestly a bigger dream than an Olympic medal. I've wanted that since I was a little girl." Dream. Meet reality. So, who is the woman behind the stopwatch and the world records? To understand her story, Olympics.com steps off the track and into the heart of Bol's world. Femke Bol. I love. Once upon a time, in 2 lands not so far away, a Dutch hurdler and a Belgian pole vaulter fell in love. They met just before her career took off on the global stage, falling for each other and for the rhythm of life in sport. Since then, they've grown as athletes and as partners, learning how to navigate long-distance training camps and life's small, everyday moments together. That can be hard sometimes, Bol said when asked how they managed to keep their relationship from being consumed by the world of sport. "If he's focused on training or I am, we can talk about it all evening long. I think that's normal. But we're also good at watching a show together and forgetting about everything, or planning a vacation or going golfing, just doing something completely different and enjoying each other's company." There's a sweetness in the way Bol speaks about Broders, a warmth that's both candid and matter-of-fact. "We miss each other a lot with different training camps, so we really value the time we do have together without all the stress," she said. "Especially before big championships. Those weeks are full of stress. I'm super nervous, and so is he. Sometimes we need to not talk about it at all. Or sometimes we're really good at supporting each other through it. It depends on the moment. Support, in this relationship, isn't just lip service." She recalled the night of the Paris 2024 Olympic 400m mixed relay final. Earlier that day, Broders had competed in his own Olympic qualification round, which hadn't gone as planned. That night, Bol ran to Olympic gold. "That's tough," she reflected. "We didn't talk about his day. We focused on my final. It was incredible how he handled that. He was truly happy for me, even though he was dealing with so many emotions of his own. That means a lot, that he could set his own feelings aside in that moment." Asked if it was important to her that he's an athlete, Bol smiled. "Not at all. Honestly, the only requirement I had was that a guy was taller than me, and even that didn't work out," she laughed. Bol is open about her emotional nature and the intensity with which she feels. "I love. I give a lot of love," she said. "But I'm also a very emotional person. If a training session goes badly, I might fall apart for half a day, and I bring it all to him. So what makes him so special? He's caring, sweet, social, very calm and patient. His personality alone makes me feel calm. Just being with him helps. That's just who I am." Femke Bol on being memed. But even the strongest support system can't always shield you from the spotlight, and Bol has learned that firsthand. In an era where virality can strike in seconds and stick for years, Bol has learned the hard way what it means to be meme-worthy. After a post-race interview shot across social media due to the pitch of her voice, Bol found herself at the center of attention for reasons that had nothing to do with her running. "But what can I do? That's who I am," she said with a shrug. "I didn't choose to give that interview with that voice. I was just happy I ran fast. That's what matters more to me." The moment may have amused some, but for Bol, it landed differently. I get that it's funny to some people, but it didn't feel like a compliment. Not at all. It wasn't shame she felt. It was frustration. Frustration that being herself, in a moment of pure athletic joy, had been turned into something laughable. But she never entertained the idea of changing herself for public approval. I'm not going to change my voice. I'm not going to go to therapy to learn to speak differently. It's just who I am. And still, she shows up. Interviews are part of the sport. After a race, you share your experience and show people what the race was like. Sure, the first few times I thought, oh no, my voice is high again, but I let it go. If people don't want to hear me, they can mute the sound and just watch me run. I can't do anything about it. Amid the noise, she turns to her safe space, her fiancé. When the media writes something that puts pressure on me or portrays me in a way I don't like, I can always turn to him. He says, don't pay attention to it. Just do your thing. You know who you are. Bol's relationship with the media and the public eye is complex. That people want to know everything about you. Or you feel watched when you're just out and about, she said on the downside of fame. I think my life isn't that interesting. Let me do my thing. Not that I do anything crazy, but still. I live in my house and sometimes people shout my name at night. That's not something I ever expected. Would she rather slip back into the shadows, unnoticed and unbothered? Her answer came instantly. Absolutely. And yet, she accepts the spotlight as part of the life she's chosen. I didn't have famous parents. I actively chose this path. So I can't complain now. Perfectionism. Femke Bol's biggest hurdle. Bol's drive has brought her to the top of her sport, but it also comes with a cost. When the stakes rise, so does her inner critic. The pressure I put on myself is always the highest, she explained. That actually gives me peace of mind, because the media can't put more pressure on me than I already do myself. Even when the outside narrative is positive, questions like, can she win gold mean it still carries weight? Every training has to be a 10, preferably a 10. If it's not, I start overthinking. I make it hard on myself. Please subscribe the channel. Share this with a friend. Thank you.